want to talk too much. Watch this video and drop your comment and the comment section. Thank you.
How many of you have seen something like this before? After studying for 4 years in the university, this man is burning all his certificates because he believes that school is a scam. And today, he's here to share his story.
My name is Alvin Olutsimain Ilenre. You can call me Olu Alvin. After 13 years of graduating from the university, I couldn't secure a job no matter how hard I tried. I became depressed and I ended up burning my certificates. This is my story.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe you're confident enough to burn your school certificate. Why did you do that?
Okay, it came from a long time of depression, and like I said, when we're talking, not be able to find a secure job, over time, there were times where I went to look for menial jobs, and the kind of jobs I got, I didn't need to use my certificate, and the pay was not even taking me home. You get jobs at the end of the day, you have to borrow money to still go and do that job. So it was so depressing and mentally draining.
Oh my goodness. So after spending 4 years in university, you couldn't secure yourself a job, and the jobs you were able to find, they didn't require a certificate at all.
What
did you study in school?
History and international studies, and from a private university. So the pain of the kind of amount used for school fees already was really weighing me down on its own. And the fact that you get to a place, when you get there and want a job, the job they can offer you is what you don't need your certificate. All they will say is they need your skill. And thank God I have 1 or 2 skills I could present, but at the end of the day, the pay was not still taking me home. I kept doing it because, of course, I've survived 13 years, but it was psychologically draining that you went to school, a private university. They paid so much, and at the end of the day, 13 good years, you didn't secure a job with that certificate.
That's really sad. So I'm curious. I mean, a lot of people go through this in Nigeria, but what really triggered you to have burnt your certificate? For you to have made that decision, it seems you've considered that in the future you won't even be needing this. What made you come to that conclusion to burn all your certificates?
Okay, not to prompt people to go and burn their certificate. I've been a person that believes more in what you know how to do, and from even before university days, I've always told my mom I don't want to even go to the university because I felt what you know, your skill is far better. But now what prompted it at this point in time was I was depressed over time. From some few years ago, my father was unalived in his house, and then I stumbled on his body after 3 days.
Wow.
Yes, after 3 days, and I think that was where the whole depression started, because I think I didn't have closure. I was the one that stumbled on it. I was the one that cleaned the whole stain on the ground because he had injuries in the middle of his head, and coupled with the fact that family members were not buoyant enough to say let's start a case, so it lingered in me. Before now, I was in the film industry. Before that point in time, I was in the film industry doing modeling, and then I could buy 1 or 2 equipment. At the point in time, I even directed a cinema movie, and it was supposed to be my big break because I believe in my skill. After looking for a job, not that I just stumbled on going into film, it's after looking for a job. This thing I'm talking about was like 2016. So I've looked for a job while I was hustling, doing my modeling and everything, and I didn't get. I kept looking, not that I stopped, but I had to use the skill I had. So I was supposed to have my big break after doing some movies and acting in some movies. Had my first caricature production, still online, working in Oblivion. But this was also my big break where I did a movie. I didn't plan for a cinema movie. We shot in 6 days, and it came out that Silverbird liked it and said it's going to cinema. So it was my big break, and lo and behold, as we were planning the premiere, which I told my dad that something good is about to happen to me, and then a day before my birthday is on the 11th of January, on the 10th, he was killed. The Bayam.
Why?
It's still a mystery. My father used to be a chieftain of Nadeko, was a Nadeko chieftain. He was a human rights activist, a very pronounced one. He was one of the people that fought military in this country. So it's still a mystery till now why they unalived him. And when you go on the social media space and you see the reports, all the report was that he was sick. My own father wasn't sick. I was the closest to him, but I couldn't speak. A poor man has no voice, so it was buried and nobody talked about it. And then after 1 year, when I became suicidal, I decided to relocate from Lagos. I left the whole film thing. I came closer to my mom and my other siblings, and then I came back to Abuja to continue the job hunt, which I still got jobs without the certificate, based on the skill I had before, and then they will give you 30,000 and so on and so forth. Maybe it was also affecting my character, I don't know, but I was always getting angry, So this was one of the episodes of my depression where for days I hadn't slept, I beg your pardon. I've done some broadcasting jobs where I worked with one of the, I don't know if I should mention names. Do you mention names here?
It's okay.
I worked when I left Lagos for Abuja, left the film industry, and I wanted to start all over again. I like, what will I do? I said, okay, I know how to make films. Let me apply to be, maybe I saw, is it a Human Rights Radio? And
Human Rights Radio?
Yes, Human Rights Radio. That's the Brekete station.
Oh, I know them.
Brekete, yes, they're the one. So I started working there. They didn't need my certificate because they didn't even give us employment letter. It's a man that won't give you employment letter. And then at the end of the day, how much will I be paid? They said 30,000 naira. I had no choice. This was 2018-19. I started working there. The 30,000, and my place was far from Kubwa to town, if you know Abuja well. After that, I said no. Now that YouTube is paying, I have to leave and come to YouTube. It's a new media that is reigning now, so let me come and broadcast. So I opened the YouTube channel and I started on YouTube. In a short while, I got monetized, but something happened. my page just went like that.
Your channel?
My channel, I beg your pardon, on YouTube's channel. It was a Mulungu update. It was demonetized. Another round of frustration. I was now thinking, what next? See my certificate, it seems so useless. I've not used it since I finished school 13 years. They just discard it. So I was about burning it. I said, no, let me send a message and encourage people. It was supposed to be an encouragement, even though I had supported, there was a backlash. Let me encourage people that I've spent 13 years without no job and I've survived, even though it has been stressful. You can also depend on what you know in your head. That was the motive, even though I was frustrated. And I went to end it. In case you see me come and apply, know that I don't have a certificate again. Let me go back, let me do the street well and not believe I have a certificate to fall back on because of our kind of education in the country. You know, so I said no. I just called my guy. I said, no, stop meeting. I won't burn this thing. You know, first it was a joke, but he knows my pain. He too is facing what I'm facing. I won't mention his name. He doesn't want to be involved in all these things. So I gave him the camera and he recorded me, you know, and I did what I did. So it was a little bit of passing across a message after a time of being depressed. The joy is that's why the backlash was that I had a lot of people too that called me to pray for me. I had a lot of people that said I can relate with what happened to you, and that gave me so much satisfaction.
May God bless their soul.
They called me, a lot of people called me, I can relate. Someone says my wife. You know, some people gave me beautiful ideas that I wrote on what to do next with my life. Some people gave me job offers. I got job offers, I won't mention them, from reputable places. I got business offers. Somebody offered this car. I had to come and take one. But because
to do both.
Yes, but you want to dash me.
Are you serious? Hey, oh, this guy get grace, so.
So, but sincerely, I'll say this right now. Anybody can attest to it. I rejected all those offers because I didn't do it because I needed help. I did it to pass across a message. So the satisfaction I got was from the people that called me to say, I can feel your pain. I feel towards the next step. I got advice from a lot of people. I sifted those ideas that they gave me, and I won't lie to you, in 6 months, my life has been a blessing than all what I've ever achieved in my life. After that incident, I just went straight. I off my phone for a while, and I went into what I call like a 2-week personal retreat. I didn't pick calls. I did my prayers. I did my soul searching, and decided I want to get back on my YouTube, on my content creation, but I need to get it right.
Wow, I find this story very interesting. This is the reality of millions of people in Nigeria. Do you know what it is to go to a private university? After paying for their tuition fee and all of those fees in millions of naira, you still have to survive for 4 years through that private university, and then you're coming out to struggle for jobs that are also available for people that did not go to that same university or that did not even go to secondary school. I can say that a lot of people go to school these days because of lack of self-esteem. Look around you, the world has made progress. You don't really need to go to a school. I'm not discouraging it. Education is important, but people need to understand the importance of what education is. Education is not just going to a school. So parents, I think if you're watching this video, it is not by chance. This is an indication that you need to change your perspective about investing in your children. Invest in skills. Skills are very important. You know something I realized? When you pay for JAMB, you see the university section, they'll ask you what's your first choice university. They'll say, okay, if they don't give you university, what of polytechnic, college of education? So you get to pick. There's also a part for skills acquisition. There are institutions where they train you on skills. But how many persons get to fill that part? That part is the part that nobody even attends to. Nobody even looks at it because nobody thinks that skill is something valuable until they come into the labor market and realize that to become successful, you have to be able to create value. And what is value? Value is knowledge and skill. The world has changed. So I hope that this video shapes your perspective about life and help you figure out what some of you want to do with your lives and how you want to make better decisions to help your children or the people depending on you. I'm really impressed by your story. It's inspiring. I didn't really expect it this way because we never really had the chance to have any conversation before now. So just listening to you, I'm inspired myself. Young people, no use this video catch cruise. I beg, go think. What do you want to do with your life? Go learn a skill.
Now you have watched that video. What you do for me now is please subscribe, share, comment. That is the only way you will support me. Thank you, fans.